recycling plastic bottles to make garments. Today we will discuss this topic. Keep watching, subscribe the channel. There was a time when used plastic bottles were a threat to the environment. Today, it is being used positively to manufacture garments. In fact, many people are wearing this green garment made from used water bottles. In the current scenario of textile pollution, choosing green clothing is a sign of being responsible and sensible towards environment. Green clothing refers to fabrics that are obtained from sustainable materials like hemp, bamboo or recycled plastic. Also, the methods used to manufacture these fabrics are sustainable. There will be a considerable decrease in the carbon emission if there is a reduction in the use of raw materials, energy and natural resources. One can opt for such green clothing without making any compromise on choice or fashion. There is not much difference with respect to quality or texture between the clothes made from recycled material and normally made garments. It is proven that recycling plastic reduces air, water and land pollution. Thus, buying products made from recycled plastic bottles indirectly help to create a sustainable living and environment. According to a report, 86% of plastic water bottles used in US are dumped into the landfills. Around 60 million water bottles are daily used in US, which means approximately 18,834,000,000 are dumped in the landfills every year. Besides, each plastic bottle can take up to 700 years to perish. The alarming rate at which the numbers of used plastic bottles are increasing in the landfills pose high risk to the environment. Luckily, many companies globally are coming forward to recycle the waste plastic bottles and create sustainable jobs and environment. Not only entrepreneurs but fashion designers are also coming forward to join their hands in supporting the environment. It was noteworthy to see 9 World Cup teams wearing t-shirts made from recycled plastic bottles. Moreover, the US and the Brazilian team's entire outfit were made from plastic bottles alone. It is difficult to imagine how plastic bottles are transformed into fabrics. With the help of advanced technology, here is a process that can convert plastic bottles into fabrics. First of all, the plastic bottles are collected, compressed, packed into bales and shipped to the processing factory. Then, the plastic bottles are chipped and melted into white round balls. These balls are again crushed and spun through shower-like nozzle that results into viscose yarn. These yarns are used to weave fabrics and finally end up into a trendy piece of clothing. This process also consumes 30% less energy than garments which are made from conventionally manufactured polyester. Recycled bottles are used for various purposes. One such use of this recycled material is spinning it into thin fibers, which are used to make clothing such as t-shirts, jackets, shirts and garments for exercise usually made from polyester blends. Soft fleece are made from these bottles which are used for hats, blankets and jacket linings. There are brands that make warm, comfortable, weather, resilient and long-lasting clothing with recycled plastic bottles. Moreover, making clothes from recycled plastic bottles has many benefits such as it reduces the dependency on foreign oil. Also, it is responsible for reduction in toxins released into the air while burning waste plastic. Besides, the waste bottles dumped into the landfills are also reduced. Further, the used plastic bottles which are turned into fabrics are recyclable and they generate less pollution in the environment. This is a great way to cater to the needs of people as well as eliminate waste from the environment. The fashion world has embraced the concept of recycled clothing from plastic bottles. Hence, it is common to find recycled plastic garments in stores anywhere in the world. Today, one can find garment manufacturers using PCR, post-consumer resin, and coming up with clothing line for men, women and children. Moreover, the plastic spun thread can be blended with other fibers to create variety of clothing for every section of people. One can see a growing fashion trend of using recycled plastics in clothing like beachwear. The Summer Fashion Week held at Miami Beach emphasized the role of plastics in summer clothing and accessories. It is great to find a good piece of clothing for one's wardrobe and also support sustainable environment. To promote recycled plastic clothing, TV stars, athletes, even musicians are joining this green campaign. It is heartening to see this eco-conscious fashion finding a place in the mainstream fashion world. For those people who cannot relate plastic with fashionable garments will be amazed to find that it is woven into many types of fabrics like nylon, polyester, spandex, acrylic rayon, faux fur, faux leather, vinyl, polyurethane, etc. These fabrics are widely used in making style statements in the fashion arena. With development in recycling technology, plastic bottles can now be transformed into light, soft and breathable textiles that are best for stylish outfits, skirts and blouses. Biggest brands in fashion have welcomed recycled plastic fabrics for creating trendy clothing and accessories, and their fashionable customers have loved the collection. They are stylish, affordable and give a high. The Fashion Week held in currently came up with a novel idea by installing a vending machine. People were given a chance to buy limited edition of designer t-shirt made from recycled plastic fabric. The cost of the t-shirt was a plastic bottle. So, anyone who wished to buy this t-shirt can deposit a plastic bottle into the machine and receive an exclusive t-shirt made from recycled plastic bottle. To make this t-shirt, first the plastic bottles are cleaned, melted and stretched into fine fibers. Later they are woven into soft and comfortable fabrics. The versatility of the recycled plastic is such that it can be made into different weights and textures, which can be used to create stylish dresses to trendy shoes or rugged jackets. For those who are fashionable as well as eco-conscious, they have a good option to explore trendy outfits made from recycled plastic bottles. Recycling materials consumes less energy than making a new one. When one plastic bottle is recycled, one can save enough energy to light 60-watt bulb for 6 hours. As our environment is at risk and the world is becoming more eco-conscious, one can see a rise in the usage of recycled plastic fabrics for daily needs. The future of fashion, turning recycled plastic into clothes. Little do people know, but every piece of plastic ever made is reported to still exist to this day. To make matters even worse, there is a shocking amount of plastic waste floating around in the world's oceans, actually around 8 million metric tons. If we continue throwing plastic into the oceans, it's estimated that by 2050 there will be more of it than fish in the sea. That's a really massive problem, but thankfully many world-renowned fashion designers have come up with the idea of using recycled plastic to make stunning clothing. Believe it or not, the future of fashion is going totally green and innovative. Sewing sustainable clothes and helping save the planet is a trend that is going to conquer all runways, and here is how it all functions. Plastic lives forever. Now we can discuss about friends. Once manufactured plastic materials don't fade off or get easily ruined, if not at all. The fact that plastic is not biodegradable represents a vast negative issue since it stays in the oceans, seas, and soil long after people dispose of it. The synthetic plastic which is still commonly used is not an utterly wise solution, because synthetic materials derived from plastics such as nylon, polyester, and lycra won't degrade. Therefore, when these synthetic fibers are washed, tiny amounts of microplastics breaks off and with time spills plastic particles into oceans. Many fashion designers, concerned about making the planet a healthier and unpolluted place, have started using recycled plastic as a clothing material. Meaning, they are using, for instance, collected, chipped, and melted plastic bottles found in the oceans or around other thrown out places and turning them into clothes. From plastic bottles to textiles, how to change it keeps watching. Even though only a small portion of plastic is recycled, that still represents a huge breakthrough in the fashion industry. Since more and more fashion companies are striving to help the planet, the demand for turning plastic waste into clothes and accessories has become a booming trend. The process is rather simple. First, the bottles are broken down into small flakes. Then those flakes are melted into tiny pellets and then they are melted again, filtered and spun into threads. Later, those threads can be used for a range of textiles, from swimwear to running, socks. It all depends on the designer. The eco-friendly sportswear. Amongst many ethical fashion brands that have given this immortal waste a new life, fashion companies who are focused on designing mainly sportswear have had the most success with the customers. Even though it doesn't sound quite appealing, but creating activewear out of trash can look and feel great and original. The sustainable runway fashion. There are people who are ready to pay more to buy sustainable, and if more fashion brands incorporate recycled plastic into their astonishing designs, it will eventually cost less to turn plastic into usable thread. That is why many designers and brands have emerged to the runways to show off their new sustainable fashion items. Dresses, pants, swimsuits, and footwear made out of wool-like fabrics made from recycled plastic bottles were shown in London's fashion show, and the audience was amazed. Critics couldn't even notice the difference in textiles, and the models reported the fashion clothes being rather comfortable and soft to the skin. As more fashion designers are coming forward to support the environment, the future of fashion is heading towards becoming more greener and sustainable. With the help of advanced technology and environmentally conscious manufacturers, we will be a step closer into making the world a healthier place to live in. Thank you so much, friends. Save Earth, save life.